if I'm asked to find the absolute max and absolute max, the absolute min, the extrema of this graph, of course, my first step is I say, well, it's a closed interval, so I'm guaranteed of a min and a max. I want to know what my derivative is. 3x squared minus 3 over 2 times 2x to the first, cancel, cancel, gives us h dash of x is 3x squared minus 3x. First thing I do is I take that derivative and I set it equal to 0. I want to use what's called the zero product property, which says if a times b is equal to 0, I know that a is 0 or b is 0 or both. So I'm going to factor out a 3x, and I'm left with x minus 1 equals 0. Let's see. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. I factored it correctly, which means 3x is equal to 0, and x minus 1 equals 0. So divide both sides by 3, x equals 0, add 1 to both sides, x equals 1. So here are our critical values, and I want to make my chart. Left endpoint, critical value, right endpoint. And I am going back to the original equation to find these y values. If you want y, go to the y equation. H of 0 is 0 minus 0, so I know I get 0, 0 there. By the way, are both of these in this domain? Yes. If I want to find the function value at 1, I'm going to substitute. I'm going to find f of 1, or actually, we used h, didn't we? H of 1. And when I substitute in 1, I get 1 cubed minus 3 over 2 times 1. So this essentially simplifies to 1 minus 3 over 2, which of course will give me negative 1/2. So I get 1 negative 1/2. That's what I've done. I've looked at the y values of the critical values. Now I have to substitute in negative 1 into my original equation. I want to find the y value when x is negative 1. Negative 1 cubed minus 3 over 2 times negative 1 squared. Of course, we have to follow parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So parentheses, then exponents. And when you do that, you get negative 2.5 or negative 2.5. And the right endpoint, we're finding h of 2. So 2 cubed minus 3 over 2 times 2 squared. And when you do that, you're going to get 2. So looking at this, I'm comparing the y values. Well, this is the biggest y value. So this is our absolute max on this particular interval. And here our y value is the lowest. So here is our minimum value. So based on these values that we came up with, could we draw a sketch of this? Negative 1, negative 2.5. There's our minimum. Negative 1, negative 2.5. We've got that point. Our critical value is 0, 0. Our critical value is 1, negative 1/2. And the critical value was 2, 2. So our graph is going to look something like this. Here is 2, 2, and here is 0, 0. Notice what's happening at these critical values. We have horizontal tangents. Y prime equals 0 there, and right at 0, 0, y prime equals 0 again. So the point is, once you have this little chart, drawing a sketch of the graph is pretty easy. It's a sketch. It's just an idea of what this graph looks like.